looking at, I mean, this is just the ground layers. This stuff is going to be blown away quickly once again. Now once I have this layer down, I will have to use the spray fix again, because I'm going to start building the surface. And then I have to start alternating colors. Yeah, that's probably all you'll need on that.
Okay, do you want me to turn this off?
Yeah, I think so. If you want to preview it and look at it and see how it looks, I'm just curious.
I'm afraid I might erase it.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I feel like we're making a porn video.
We are.
Yeah.
Are you still filming this?
Yeah.
Wow. I started kindergarten when I was 4 years old, and I started teaching at Murray State when I was 24 years old. You know, and this is my 35th year, and if I can teach 5 more years, which is what I would like to do, that would be 40 years of teaching. Then that'll make me 64, so I can retire like the Beatles song when I'm 64.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I can swing it, kind of like that. And I never really intended to stay any longer than 2 years. I couldn't see myself doing that.
What was your plan?
My plan was to have this job for 2 years to get some experience and then go someplace more interesting. and I just, you know, things happen and all of a sudden it's kind of like, well, the fellow who was the chair of the art department who hired me here was Bob Head, and one time I was frustrated about whatever it was I was frustrated about that day, because it was like, well, let's get frustrated about this today and we'll get frustrated about that tomorrow. And that's kind of the way it was for me as a young teacher. I was always upset about something. And so Bob's office was open all the time. And so I was there. And I'm just walking into his office and I was just telling him what I was upset about. And then one day he just looked at me, you know, I guess he's getting a little tired of me doing this, rightly so, and he looked at me and said, well, the question is, Dale, where do you want to teach? And I thought, well, that's a loaded question, because first of all, it assumes that you want to teach, right? And then it asks the question, where do you want to teach? And when he said that to me, I thought, first, do I want to teach? Do I? And I thought, yeah. And I thought, where? And I thought, how about right here? Maybe I could fashion an existence that will allow me to go to other places, and this would be my base of operations, because why not? And that's what happened. And I'm glad it happened that way. Worked out.
Do you have one student over all that time you remember the most?
No, I have a number of them. I have
Just
so
a group?
many. I have a number of students and now with Facebook, I'm in touch with, on and off with so many of them, that it's easier for me to remember how wonderful this person was back then and how wonderful that person was back then and so on. But I don't have like one, you know, I have like maybe I could construct a list of about 50, maybe I could. And of course you guys would be in.
No,
That's
complete bullshit.
I'm just trying to be politically correct.
No, that's not.
But no, really, I mean, I would have to have that number. It would be like saying, what's your favorite song of all time? You know, I don't know that I could answer that question. But if I could make a list of 50, I could probably do that. What's your favorite album of all time? Same thing, you know, because different students have different characteristics that make them unique. Even though many students have a lot in common with each other, there's also a sense of uniqueness that is just never repeated. It's just that person had that sense.
And a lot of times it's probably not even about the work they made, it's about them as
people.
Yeah.
It's just their eccentricities. And even now, the beginning students who I don't really know very well, because I've only been working with them for a couple of weeks, I can see that same thing going on in these people that, you know, in 5 years from now, they'll be seniors, they'll be graduating, and they'll join that list. There's some of them in there will, and then I'll think, oh, you know, 5 years after I'm retired, no more.